Alrighty, here we go. We've got our first boat hitting the water, which is ACDC. There they go. They mean business too. We're going to see a bit of that in this race. Keep an eye on the times here. There they go. The ACDC crew following up behind them will be DSA, New South Wales. That's them. The umpire or the referee keeping a sharp eye on things.
Boat 3 getting through now. That's Brisbane Typhoon. Boat 5 getting through now. That's the Pacific Dragons. Getting through. 6 is the Sloths. They're on the course as well.
Away they go. The Sloths are out there, and here go the CYL. Chasing behind them. They'll go hard at them too. Be the Yarra River Dragons getting pumped up, and that's then there you can see on shot there. So the Yarra River Dragons are out, or YRD.
You can see they were right at their top speed when they went past that start-finish line. Impressive start by them. Team to watch, 9 is T. Walker. They've been consistently good over every day's racing.
Melbourne Flames, they've had a great battle, the Flames, with all and sundry. Good start to the day today. Bit of Akadaka just to get you going late on a Monday afternoon here at Gateway Lakes. They're out in the field.
Moto White going through. Number 12. Through the start-finish line. We've got a great shot of all the boats now getting up onto the course. And boat 13 will be starting off pretty shortly. We see them get around the top mark. Boat 13, the final boat as the Sunshine Coast, the back markers.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they'll be back markers too long. I think they'll make up some ground there. They've started well too. They're already making a bit of ground on Komodo White. So Komodo will have to be on their toes here. This is going to be some great racing here. All the overhead shots are going to be pretty spectacular. And it'll be great to see the formation and see if there's any early changes.
Just above the DSA boat there. Great drain shot as they were tracking down ACDC. There's that drone shot. Terrific. Right above the DSA crew with ACDC just in advance. That's the distance, and there's probably not much change to the 12-second starting gap of most of these boats at the front here as we look down there. Boat 1, ACDC. Boat 2, DSA. Boat 3, Brisbane Typhoon. Boat 5, the Pacific Dragons. Boat 6, the Sloths. As we look through as they come through. Great drone shots. Coming along now. That's boat number 1. That's ACDC.
Certainly, as we look across the ACDC crew, there has been some changes at the back of the crew, and once we get into the shot, we'll be able to tell you what they are. But these crews now are coming down. There's the ACDC crew. DSA are following them. Brisbane Typhoon after them. But they're starting to catch up now, the crew from
Dragons.
Pacific Dragons.
Yeah, they're hot on their heels.
Yeah, boat 6 is certainly... Sorry, boat 5. The Sloths.
And Sloths have gained on the 5 boat too. So Sloths, as well as Pacific Dragons, are going. Sloths are going just as well too. There goes number 1 ACDC through the first lap.
And certainly going around the top corner there, you can see them taking what they call the inside line. The boat behind them hasn't caught them. So the racing line.
That's DSA boat number 2 as they go round their second turn. It's a little bit tighter here for third and fourth. The Brisbane Typhoon and Pacific Dragons are getting close to them on the inside, boat 5. I don't think they get right away, though. No, they'll just need to back off, and they have done. Yeah. You could see them backing right off.
Yeah.
And you can see with that overhead shot, they had to let them go. They hadn't caught the sweep. The drummer hadn't got past the sweep.
Gee, Melbourne Flames have made a massive move through the field. They're chasing hard at number 9 boat. So Tuwaka and Flames absolutely flying at the moment.
The victim there is CYL, the boat number 7. They start zipping past them. They're coming down to this turn now.
That's boat number 8, the Yarra River, gone through. Boat number 9, which is Tuwaka.
There goes 7, which is CYL.
So they've been taken over by 2 boats already.
And there goes through 11, Akadaka through the for the first time, finish line.
Here's a few of the back markers coming around. Look at that tight turn that they took there. Good indicator that they mean business. Every metre counts. No point taking them wide. We see the different lines that they need to take.
Certainly coming round there, you can see.
Look at 10. Have a look at Melbourne Flames. They are taking on everyone here. They're just roaring past CYL on the inside.
Yeah.
Well, that's taking up quite a few in front of them. CYL are just battling a little bit to keep up with the speed.
Have they missed the buoy?
They have missed the buoy.
They have. So what? Now that'll be a penalty, is it?
Yes, that's a 5-second penalty. So they'll be incurring a penalty for missing the buoy.
And that was the identifying which group that was. That was it the 11 boat, perhaps Akadaka?
Yeah, we're just having a look there. Red team. Maybe this is where we can incorporate that ski jump. They should be able to get over the ski jump and catch back up into the race. But anyway, we'll think about that later.
Yeah, good call. If you penalise, you do the ski jump, then you get back into it.
So here we go with, once again, we're going up to the top turn again. And I'm not too sure there's too much change up the front at the moment.
No, steady as she goes up there. A few tiring crews, though.
The back markers certainly made a big impression on some of the crews in front of them. So as we get the drone shot there.
It's still ACDC.
That's boat number 9, T. Walker. And in front of them as they're looking to track down, I think that's CYL. They may have missed that marker.
Are they the naughty ones?
I think it could be CYL. We're looking at the top now. The first boat going around, that's ACDC. They're getting around that marker. DSA are in that second slot. Brisbane Typhoon, Pacific Dragons have got past them, and the Typhoon are up there as well. So tight going as they look to get down this final leg and the sprint home.
Now around the bottom end of the course, or the middle part of the course, and a lot of the middle boats there.
Yeah, so another crew has to back off there. They didn't have right away at the 50-metre mark, so they backed off, but they've gone again. Maybe the boat on the outside gave them the go-ahead to go through inside them.
Yeah, the big mover there, that's Brisbane Typhoon. Having to take the outside line, that's the Sloths Purple. Look at them taking the inside, and they mean business. They are really flying along. Put an asterisk next to them. They're going exceptionally well. Great shots from overhead. It's getting tight here. It's paddle to paddle. It's a niggle to each other.
Yep, collision there.
Yeah, this paddles are stopped. Paddles are in the air. It's all sorts of carnages. I think the 3 boat just cut across the front a little bit. Brisbane Typhoon wanted to keep the inside line and force the 6 boat. The Sloths probably had right away there, and it was just a bit of a lost way. The referee would be, or the umpire on the course would be just mentioning what they need to do, and I think the Sloths are reset now. It did look like the Brisbane Typhoon cut across the front of them. Great camera work from the drone. My Sport Live. You don't get any closer to the action than that.
Well, I think you might be busy. If you're an umpire, referee in the disputes, there might be a little bit coming out of this. The video review is going to be frantic.
The jury will be sitting down very shortly to take into account all the umpires' reports. But here we go, coming down towards the finish line.
ACDC have kept their nose pretty clean out in front. They're not too far away being the first to finish.
Yeah, they've been very good. They've kept it steady, clear water out in front. As they get down to that finish line now, through they go. And that's a really powerful finish. Credit to them.
Boat number 2 coming very, very close to the finish line now.
DSA.
Not sure they've made a dent to that 12-second gap. ACDC holding strong. Through go boat number 2, DSA.
Here comes 8. The Yarra River Dragons.
So that's number 5 across the...
Yeah, and I think the next one will be the Yarra River Dragons. They made up a lot of ground.
Well, they've covered and ticked off a few boats here.
Yeah.
But right behind them, Bryce, is the number 9 boat, Tawaka. So, and 10 not far behind either. So that is interesting. That's the Flames. That is the Flames. And then there's number 11, I think. Was it Aka Daka who might have been the ones who might have infringed on the buoy? I'm not sure. I don't want to dob anyone in.
Look at the crews go across. I mean, we're getting 3 crews go across at the same time. And now we get down to...
It's a tight go. Yarra River Dragons who just finished. Tiwaka who just finished. Melbourne Flames across the line. Tight go there between all them. Now the back markers. Boat number 11. That's Akadaka. As they come down to the finish line now, through the sun glare, they've finished. Relieved they are.
Sunshine Coast are finishing quickly too. You'll see them soon. You can just see them in shot now, very close.
That's Komodo White. Just on the inside there, that's boat 12 on the inside of boat 7, CYL, who've dropped back through the field, and here they are, Sunshine Coast, right behind Komodo White. So they've made an indent to that 12-second gap. So a couple of teams to asterisks. Who do you think, Stephen?
Well, certainly Flames, and I think they were certainly made up a lot of ground through the middle stages of the race and came home very, very strongly. Komodo White were going well, and I think that Yarra River, they made 2 or 3 boats in front of them and went past. And,
bit to play out though, isn't there?
Yeah, just
Maybe.
looking at the corners and seeing the 2 boats come together. Were they the only 2 boats we saw on screen? And was there other indiscretions around the course? We don't know. So the water umpires will be now comparing notes, and they'll be talking to the chief official, and we may see some time penalties come in there, but we certainly will get times initially, but they will be adjusted as the jury talks to each other and says, well, okay, that crew missed the buoy. We saw that one. We're not too sure exactly who it was. Then they have the 2, Sloss Rebels and...
Brisbane Typhoon. Yeah, right up the...
Sloss Purple, and Brisbane Typhoon came together. So, who had the right of way on the inside? Did Sloss Purple have the right of way on the inside, or was it, in fact, Brisbane Typhoon? And if Brisbane Typhoon had the right of way, then Sloss Rebels will be penalised. Brisbane Typhoon will get a deduction, so a time deduction from there because of if they were hit by a crew that was in the wrong. But if they were in the wrong, they will get a time penalty, and Sloss Purple will get a time deduction.
A bit to sort out. The video review might be busy tonight.
Yep.
There's boat number 5, Pacific Dragons. The times are starting to come through now, so we'll get those up on the screen.
We've got a replay there.
Yeah, of just the carnage that happened. This is the 3rd turn, and it looks like they just come together. And the inside line, it looked like the number 6, Sloss Purple, and Brisbane Typhoon just coming together. But it's hard to see where the line is in terms of the race and what they were endeavouring to do. But look, both boats had to just stop paddling.
Yeah, 6 and 3 involved. So Brisbane Typhoon and Sloss Purple.
And we don't know who had the right of way, and the water umpire on the far side at the 50-metre mark would have given one of those crews the right of way. Now, unless Brisbane Typhoon were in the wrong and didn't give right of way, they had the line through what we call the racing line, and then Sloss Purple may have tried to go inside them, and hence the slight collision they've had together before they came apart and then continued on.
Things might be a bit frosty down there on the beach as they come back in.
So we see the times. I mean, the Sloss Purple still put a time up of 9:52.50. So
look at the Yarra River Dragons there,
yeah.
guys. 9:23.50 59. Clubhouse leader.
There are Tawaka 917.43. So there are. That's the new club leader, but are we going to get another one underneath that? We're certainly waiting to see what Melbourne Flames time is.
Yeah.
So there's the Brisbane Typhoon. Now, as I said, be interesting to see what happens with the Brisbane Typhoon and the Sloss Purple, what their final times will be once the judge has made their decision.
And of course, these all have got to be thrown in with what we saw in the previous race, haven't we?
That's right.
All these times. So
there's the new club leader, Melbourne Flames, in 914.92. So I'm not too sure we'll get very much change in the top three, I don't think.
Sunshine Coast finished strong.
Yeah.
Komodo White were in the mix, so they're still to come in.
yeah, Komodo were hot, weren't they?
Yeah. These are going to be hard times to beat. Just waiting for the next one. Then Akadaka have actually then come in at a 920.79. So they've knocked out the Yarra River Dragons, who were in third place. Still no change to the top. 2.
Komodo coming in soon, I think. They'll be next time in, on possibly. There it is. Who is it?
At
No.
CYL 1022.13. Still no change there.
Flames still the clubhouse leader. Still the clubhouse leader. This is getting interesting.
Still three to come.
Yeah, and Komodo, White, and Sunshine Coast.
So there's Komodo White 922.91. So then on the top three. They're in fourth position at the moment.
The final one to come through is the Sunshine Coast. Their time. It has come through. Let's look to the leaderboard. Where does it slot in?
And it's in second place, 915.85.
Under a second.
So there you go.
And how do they compare with the previous heat?
Comfortably ahead.
Right. There we go.
So our statistician Bryce will tell us
Very
that. Now the only thing there is that provided the top three crews, Melbourne Flames, Sunshine Coast, and Tawaka had clear rounds around each of the boys, you would say that would be our podium finishes. However, we're away from the top turn, and we don't know what transpired up there, what the water umpires saw, and what the jury will decide. The only crews that we think may get some penalties or deductions will be the Sloss Purple and the Brisbane Typhoon. But who knows? We'll wait for the official result, and we're unofficial from where we are, and that's how we see it.
That's the way the cookie crumbled, Stephen.
In a fiery heat.
Well, just as I've come out of the mixed boats, we'll be back very shortly. Many of those competitors will be reloading again. It'll be the Premier Women's Small Boat coming up, and then followed by the Premier Open Small Boat as well. So still